What's going on, gamers? So I made a video replying earlier and doing a reaction to PlayStation has no games, right? Which I told people, because we're gonna roast some Xbox fanboys here who are butthurt, like Brett Cummings. They were happy when I was roasting PlayStation, but I can't do that for Xbox now. You know, did that for like a whole year plus, year and a half, whatever. And now I'm supporting PlayStation because I'm being honest about Microsoft destroying stuff and they can't handle it. But the funny thing about the PlayStation has no games is how far people took it out of context. I've already explained to people that the majority of gamers on PlayStation are playing third-party games, obviously. But we're going to get to this grifting stuff because being in the Xbox world, please never mention grift. Please never do this. But this is going to get interesting and entertaining. Get ready. I love doing this. You guys know this. But Sony having no games stuff is totally blown out of context. Because this anything lately with the Sony drama, we know how delusional the Xbox base is. You can brainwash them till they go to the grave, just saying, and they'll still eat it up. Okay, so Brett Cummings replies to me saying, "Why are you so fake?" in my headline. Yes, because you took it out of context on purpose. You needed that. Okay, you needed that. Says the grifter. Grifter, what I gotta lie for, bro? I'm always keeping it real. Do you know the funny thing I see about this type of post? Says the grifter, is somebody like you who strongly supports Xbox has the nerves to talk about grifting. That is the biggest grifting gaming company in history. All they do is lie, move the goalposts, and brainwash you. You're so dumb you fall for AI nonsense. You've been brainwashed for the past generation and you keep on grifting. All the content creators are frauds. What do you besides maybe a few here and there. But you're really going to talk about Xbox and grifting? Please never do that. PSSR 3 will make the Xbox Hill specs irrelevant. P grifting. No, it will. What is the point of that? That has no games. All your games are going to PlayStation. You know what that means? You have no games that are your own. Sony's single player games are all their own. Their money hats never went to Xbox. You're gonna have to beg Steam and get the needle in the arm for that. Sit your punk ass down. So the one who grifts is you trying to hope that Xbox can look somewhat positive when you look for a little small angle on PlayStation. I find this funny because like Mush here, why are you so insecure? Because your insecurities are actually coming out. And I'm lying for views. What do I have to lie for? Tell me where I'm lying at. That the PSSR 3 will make the Xbox Hill specs irrelevant. Why are you so fake? I said, yeah, because the Xbox world is full of fakeness. In PSSR 3, what do I need a Helix for? Anything you can get on the Helix is already available on the PC market right now. The PlayStation 6 is going to have a whole bunch of exclusive things for it. You're not getting their single player games. You're not getting that DualSense experience. You see what I mean? You're not getting share play. You don't have it. Sony always has unique features. Hey, I'm just saying, bro. And if you want to play those PlayStation games, you're going to have to get it on their service. I'm not trying to say that that's pro-consumer, but hey, it's there. They invented it. Everybody has their own exclusives. You want to say Netflix is anti-consumer because they're not sharing their first-party content with other subscription services? Get out of here with that nonsense. You have no identity, and you make up a bunch of lies 24/7. So, yeah, what do you mean by grifting? What am I grifting for, bro? Let's go down to the next comment. Nintendo bootlicker. When do I ever make Nintendo content on this page like that? Consistently saying things about Nintendo with a whole bunch of Nintendo videos. I've actually been covering PlayStation more. It's funny that I'm the guy that told you I like Nintendo the most, but yet I supported the Xbox community for a long time. I supported the PC community. I went after Nvidia. Now I started going after Microsoft because of what they did to the Xbox brand I cared about, and everybody knows they destroyed it. Not me. I didn't destroy Xbox. They did, and you fake people kissing their ass and not giving real constructive criticism. At least Alex does that. Always glazing about gaming all the time. AGN never fails. He is coming in defending corporations. Where am I defending corporations when I told you that without Sony, you have no third-party industry growth? What you thought Steam was going to carry the third-party industry in the 90s? Nintendo was doing that first. They made it possible. Everybody grew up on there. And then you went to PlayStation 1 when PlayStation 1 came out, along with Sega, who had their own identity. Since then, all the way up to PS2, do you know how much Sony has carried third-party developers and how much they've worked together? It's not just Sony sitting there leeching off of third-party developers. They work together. Because I have 100 and something install base and I'm getting all these third-party games in my ecosystem, we're all growing together. They have strong partnerships. You remove that, all those developers you care about that are over there in the PC world getting the games that came off of the consoles forever, they're all dead. You got no games. The third-party industry crashes, gaming is in serious trouble because Nintendo was not about third-party. Let's be real here, Nintendo is about Nintendo. But now they're more open to third party than ever. So I'm sitting here asking you this question. How are you going to say as an Xbox gamer that PlayStation has no games when you had to spend over 100+ billion to get a dead Call of Duty last year and lose 300 million on Game Pass, get a dead Bethesda, all those games tanked and failed significantly? These developers are in trouble. You can't even get Forza Horizon launch right. That game will sell well though. But I'm sitting here trying to ask you, do you think that Xbox is going to help third-party developers that kills their own market with Game Pass and is way overpriced? Dead in the water, can't even outsell the Switch One monthly? Where's this third-party growth been coming from? From PlayStation, that's a fact. And Nishino saying PlayStation without content, dude, I can say Nintendo without content is a plastic box. Xbox without content is a plastic box, though it's already dead. PC or Steam without content is a dead app. That's just common sense. And he admitted that the majority of PlayStation success is third party, and it is, and I said that in my video. So where am I bootlicking and where am I grifting? This is what I don't understand about this base. It just goes insane and becomes a lunatic over here you in logo changes, in boot up sounds that an AI has done by an AI hire and other AI hires coming in. And oh, it's all this change. Let's put her like some female Jesus coming in the gaming industry. You are all brain dead to me. It's like you fall for the same stuff over and over again, but yet the Switch One is still outselling you, and you have the lowest sales of all time, and they ain't done a single price drop. Stupid company when it comes to gaming. And you want to sit over here and try to tell me grifting. That's all you do over there on that side. Shut your ass up. So anyways, the bootlicking is over in the Xbox world when it's absolutely doomsday, Armageddon over there. The apocalypse with these apocalypse zombie brains over there. Can't do nothing intelligent to help it improve. Just grifting 24/7. Hey, Jen ain't no grifter. I'll hit some headlines sometimes and do some provoking and be sitting there laughing and say, I know this is about to be funny. Xbox in 5th place. I will do some stuff like that, but guess what though? Xbox is about to be in 5th place when the Steam machine drops. And you talking about AGN going crazy. Dude, I'm enthusiastic and I have passion. So passion and enthusiasm, like I'm animated. You see what I mean? I'm an animated being, bro. You know what I mean? Like I'm like that. I'm fiery. What is that bad? You want me to, you know what I mean? Like, nah, bro, I'm not gonna be boring. Sony suck, no game. Okay, bro. I'm not going to say anything about that. I don't want to get myself in trouble. Okay, so look, Sony suck, no game. Okay, you will never be something that I would look to for any type of intelligent or educational responses. Because to say Sony has no games when they have the biggest third-party support in the industry, you got all of the Xbox games and you're playing them better on PSSR 2. You're investing in that for the PS6 to play it on PSSR 3. That's what I was saying. And you're not getting their games on PC anymore. Their single-player games are locked there. You loved Helldivers. They shared their games with you. Were you still going to cry about it? I'm just being honest over here. So not only do they have their own identity, they sell over 100+ million no matter what. They got the GTA 6 marketing. They had amazing money hats. They funded plenty of hero projects. They got an exclusive turnaround. Remember the PlayStation that canceled all those projects? You can't tell me they didn't make a good turnaround. Big time. Gave you amazing deals in the holidays where Xbox, which is a $1 trillion company owned by Microsoft, didn't give you no deals, didn't give you a wrapped, jacked up the price of Game Pass to $30, killed the brand consistently, can't make a move positive without stepping on another rake, consistently makes terrible choices, tried to do Outer Worlds at $80. Yeah, they did, right? Remember that? Put Call of Duty on Game Pass when, why would you put a game that outsells every other game yearly and an all-you-can-eat buffet when it can stand on its own? You don't do that with stuff like that. Dude, I can tell you how many mistakes this company has made where it will make somebody that wanted to support them so mad because they're just slapping you in the face. And if I'm on your team and you're killing what I'm supporting, how are we really together then? We're not. And I said, AGN, go back and look at my old Xbox videos. You can find it. I'm coming to be an equalizer. I never said I was going to be some Xbox content creator, but I did a damn good job where people were loving it. So I'm trying to figure out what I owe the Xbox community. I've done a lot for it. I don't owe it nothing. It's Microsoft that I had the problem with. But sitting over here calling me a Nintendo bootlicker, now Sony this and that, I was called an Xbot when I was doing that type of content and doing PlayStation fanboy content and Pony Sit Down consistently daily. I would do 3 videos a day for it. And you would know what's so funny about this? They were all loving it. When you beat down Nintendo and beat down PlayStation, people in that world, it's all okay. But the moment you start telling the truth about Xbox or say something about Steam, I kind of find it funny. It's like this hypocrisy or like this extremism and cultism and fanaticism. I did good Steam machine videos. I've done good Xbox content. I've done good Nintendo videos, and I've done good PlayStation content videos. It's funny how AGN has supported all 4 sides and criticized all 4. And I'll tell you, Nintendo's terrible when it comes to first party. They were so anti-consumer, people didn't want to be there. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I'll be honest with that, but I don't do a lot of Nintendo content because it doesn't get supported as much. PlayStation content is better. Plus, I was really enjoying PSSR 2, and I wanted to slam Microsoft. Oh yeah, I went and did that. So yeah, Nintendo bootlicking is absolutely funny to me. Sony sucks no games is absolutely funny to me. When they have more third-party games than Microsoft, have all the gacha games, all the Asian games, and indie games, and have all the Xbox games, plus their exclusives, and they suck and they have no games. I think you mean Xbox sucks and it has no games of its own that are on its platform. Your platform has no identity. They destroyed everything and they can't recover. And you're mad because Sony found a way to recover, and no matter how you try to make it look, hey, go ahead. PlayStation is not going to die. They know what they're doing. Just saying, do I want an Xbox dead like that? No, I would have rather the Series X be at 50 million sales right now with exclusives competing against PlayStation. Honest to God. See? I would have rather had that, but is that what's going on? No. It's Microsoft being Microsoft, man. Don't get me started with the AI stuff too. Look, man, in Windows 11, nah, bro, that company just makes me so mad. So yeah, this is like always this funny stuff to me where it's like, I'm coming in here to glaze on Sony. No, I'm being honest about that. Tell me what happens if Sony stepped out of the industry in 2000. Third-party gaming and all those developers, do you know how much would have suffered? You can't tell me because of PlayStation, third-party developers are very strong, and because of that, you have that growth that exists right now for all those years they work with them on Steam playing those games. But imagine if all those developers fell over. Gaming would be in trouble. He was being correct about that. So it's not just him saying Sony has no games without content, third-party content. That's obvious. Remove third-party content from Steam. It's dead immediately. They release no first-party games. The only company that really stands on its own with its strongest identity is Nintendo. At least Sony has a hybrid aspect to that. But tell me how many games Valve drops per year. Let's play a real game here. When I say Sony, tell me first party and development and publishing. When I say Valve, tell me publishing and development. You ready to play this game? When I say Xbox, tell me publishing and development. And when I say Nintendo, because I'm not talking about third party if you still want to play this game. Because Sony announced more first party games this year than in a long time. They have a ton of them. And they're dropping ones on other platforms. They had a lot of first-party games coming out this year. Easily ace in Xbox. They got a huge one coming, though, Forza. Forza's amazing. But after that, I'm a little bit worried because I hope those games don't fail. I actually hope those Xbox games actually do well. Do you think I want Microsoft to fail as a first-party publisher? No, because you have IPs that I actually care about. So to sit here and say, definitely this guy, that I'm a grifter is absolutely insane to me. I could tell you some channels that are grifting, but what I need to say that for? You already know this. Grifting means you're lying and deceiving people for money. What do I need to do that for? I'd rather grow and be honest and make money. So yeah, you know what I mean? So that's some of that funny stuff right there. We got Always Glazing Nintendo. We know who this is. Third-party focused ecosystem, not exclusive. They have exclusive games though. And of course it's a third-party focused ecosystem. Of course. I said this when I was doing PlayStation fanboy content. Everybody knows this. If you look at how much Sony makes first party compared to third party, it's not even close. Like I said, the only company that has first party that's as powerful is Nintendo. And they can do that. Their first party will outsell third party games on multiple platforms. You can put a third party game on Nintendo Switch right now, put it on PlayStation, put it on Steam, put it on Xbox, put it, you know what I mean? And Nintendo first parties are selling all that times 3. Like, it's nuts. They can do that. They're the only ones that can do that though. PlayStation sometimes will get some games that will do that, like maybe a Last of Us or an Uncharted or a Spider-Man, but it's not going to be every first-party game. Like I told people, I don't think Sorrows is going to do what you think it's going to do. It could be a good game like Returnal, but I think Sorrows is not going to give people the numbers they want. Just saying, just gonna be honest with you guys. If you think that Sorrows is gonna be a game that's gonna sell millions, you're gonna be let down when you find out when Sony releases the results. Which they actually share some of their results, by the way. Unlike Xbox, that hides everything from you. You don't get no software sale numbers. You don't even know how many Xbox consoles are sold. All they do is hide stuff to you, lie to you, and brainwash you. And you eat it all up and grift it. So please don't look, man. I can understand if somebody was maybe a PlayStation gamer that was honest and a content creator, or a Nintendo content creator, somebody that's like very honest in the Steam world. But I do not want to hear about grifting from the Xbox side. Please never do that again. So, you know, it's interesting. Bulldog came in and was an honest person. He says, I think he is saying that without games, it would only be a plastic box. Duh, that's what I was saying. So you saw people on that other side, they took that and they ran with it. Even Dreamcast guy did it. Because guess what? It works. Now that's called grifting. No games, right? PlayStation has no games, and you know what I mean? Because they're trying to make you think that that's real. I didn't do that. My title was honest, though. I could have did a grifting title and got more views, but I didn't do that. So you're completely wrong about that. Get back in place and know what you're talking about. So shout out to Queen Luria, who keeps on supporting my videos with comments. I got to give her the likes too. The Xbox fanboys are always crashing out. Nothing new here. So, and Drico says this, though. You know what? I'm not going to be mean to him or anything, but let me just say this. He said this right here. Nothing was taken out of context. Those exact words were said by a Sony executive in an interview. Bro, you going to sit here and really play this game with me? It wasn't taken out of context? Come on, man. Why you think Inside Gamer deleted the post? Because he knew. Then the code got it taken down. No, the Xbox code is the one that took it out of context. Could there be some PlayStation code fanatics? Of course. Fanboys are everywhere. I don't have a problem with a fanboy. I have a problem with a gripping, toxic, negative fanboy that tries to brainwash people and promote stuff that's not true. Hey, pay them bills, I guess. I mean, yeah, I definitely need that too. See, I'm gonna be like, yeah, man, go ahead and become a member and leave a tip. Yeah, come on. More crying and coping from you fanboys. Very sad. What part of my comment gives off fanboy except correcting him? Oh, no, you're not correcting me. I'm correcting you. This is where I'm going to actually reply. I didn't see this. About nothing being taken out of context. Well, you're already seeing by the video by the time it gets here. Bro, don't tell me it was not taken out of context because I mentioned a code. Are you a part of it? Not true. Stop lying, Xbot. Okay. This is, no, you know, some of this stuff is funny to me. Another low IQ, flip-flopping, emotionally insecure Xbot who can't accept reality. Are you illiterate? Do you have a hard time deciphering basic grammar? Even your CEO, Asha, has admitted Xbox failed. She said it. At least she's transparent in a way, but you can't handle the truth. Absolutely comedy gold. The desperation on show here is beyond pathetic. Damn, man. It's getting pretty interesting here. That's absolutely funny. But guys, this is what I mean. It's like you get this type of stuff going, and then there's other stuff up here too. I gotta go to this other guy right here. The Sony glazing is crazy. Here comes the must defend my PlayStation. Not defending, just being honest here. And all that other stuff is like, bro, get out of here with that. So this guy says, nah, whether it's Xbox, PC, PlayStation, Nintendo, taking well of something and being a fan should be good things. Dude, look at sports guys. I'm not going to tell a guy not to go represent his sports team. I used to be a Lakers fan. You know what I mean? I liked Kobe when he was, you know what I mean? Rest in peace playing. We're in the weird space where anything someone likes that you don't is glazing and it has to be negative. Pretty much. People get up in their feelings and get outraged. Crap is wild. Not everyone is in a rush to be miserable. I agree with him. Sometimes these people are just miserable like people. Like I was like, bro, what's wrong with your life? You know what I mean? That being said, it becomes cringe when you have to start crapping on other products or bickering with fanboys. Like you're watching and commenting on a video. Free will of choice. You don't see me delete nothing. I'm not going to. For example, of a product you hate, getting in your feelings about it, that is weird. Now, this channel does that too. And it also goes for Xbox and PC-centric channels who just bicker with Sony fanboys all day and are console warring themselves pretending they are. I do that. This crap is all cringe, including AGN in this aspect, but simply being positive towards a product you really like isn't. Hey, you know what? That's okay. You know one thing I like about this comment? This guy's actually being honest. But that's because he hasn't watched me long enough and not realized that I've also done it on other spectrums too against PlayStation. That's okay. Guess what? I'm not offended by that. That's your free will of choice. We have differences here. You see what I mean? You can say that if you want. I'm not going to be offended and get in my feelings about it. I'm going to get hot and passionate and react when people are wrong, trying to call me stuff that's not true. But it's like, what are you talking about? Then this guy, where is these 2.6 billion lawsuit news in UK? What are you talking about? I didn't see anything like that. But anyways, we get the idea here. Third party in gaming without PlayStation and PlayStation without third party. are both in deep trouble. They go together. Do not try to take away one from the other. Yes, Sony is the biggest third-party vampire in the industry. Okay, but guess what though? Remove them and gaming is in trouble. You do not want to do that because the state that you would see would be very bad because Nintendo is not a third-party supporter like Sony. Sony does things better in the third-party realm, but Nintendo is the king of the gaming industry because when you say who has the most development, publishing, and sales, that's them standing on their own saying that's what Nintendo does. This is what PlayStation does because PlayStation is publishing and developing. Now, third-party is the third-party support working together with the industry. They do the best job doing that. Steam is straight up a vampire and a pirate, so what you talking about too? You know what I mean? It's like, no, but guess what though? Steam still does good things too, but let's be more frank here. The same thing you want to say about PlayStation, you're going to have to say about Steam too. Remove third party with a Steam. GG. No re. Keep on gaming no matter what platform you're on. Gotcha.